want to give you an insight into what it's like to report on this conflict between Israel and Iran, particularly what we can and can't report here in Israel. The country's chief censor has issued some rules to try to limit what sort of information we can share with you about the impact of missile barrages from Iran. The idea is that Israel doesn't want to let its staunch enemy know exactly how successful its strikes have been. For example, we can tell you if a residential building is hit and if, for example, a hospital has been damaged, as was the case last week with a strike in Beersheba. But we can't technically tell you if a military facility is hit by a missile. Beyond that, if an apartment building is struck and it's near a military facility, we also might not be able to tell you about that. And I'm not just talking about not being able to go out to that site and report live from the scene. The censors are telling us we can't report about it at all, full stop. If we're found in breach of those rules, the censor can report us to the police for investigation, and in a worst case scenario, we could face jail time. Now, the censor is saying they don't want to go down that path. They are open to negotiation, a bit of back and forth to try to grant us access, but the principle is there. Members of the public are effectively being encouraged by some politicians within the Netanyahu government, very hardline MKs, to effectively harass members of the media for just doing their job. And the understanding of these rules between the IDF, the Israeli police, and local council officials, for example, doesn't really appear to be that strong. But an organisation like the ABC, which has strong editorial policies entirely separate and independent of the Israeli government, is going to continue trying to report what is happening here as clearly as possible, particularly when that information about missile strikes is readily accessible outside of this country. But it all paints a picture as to how Israel is trying to control this conflict. Further evidence of how the country operates, particularly after more than 20 months of war in Gaza, when no foreign media have been allowed to enter the Strip independently for the duration of that war.